Ladies and dudes, I think there is one big giant mistake about this very underrated film that came from our dear beloved London, England, or is it just England? I think this movie should not be a rated G film. I think it should have been rated PG or PG-13 because of those poor innocent rabbits are going to get involved with bloody stuff and violence. So I think this is one big mistake that the British people had made when they did this movie. But it's still one of the best films I have ever seen so far that came from in the 1970s. That's for sure. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka BooBob197. This is my review for today. And today, I finally got another movie review to do, ladies and dudes. And yes, ladies and dudes, I will admit, I will do another underrated film. And this underrated film is taking place in England. And also, this movie was made from the 1970s. And boy, this is one reason why the British people made a very big mistake about this film. Yes, it's animated, it's 2D hand drawn, and it's a story about these poor rabbits that got involved with violence and blood. This is something you did not see coming. Yeah, that's for sure. And I did see this film from 11 years ago, and I did see it on YouTube. And yeah, this movie really did blew me away from start to finish. I think this is a very well done movie. So, I'll go ahead and do it anyway. So for my next movie review is Watership Down. And yes, it is based by a book from Richard Adams. I hope I got the name of the author right. And yeah, I did read the book of it once. I can't remember much about it, but I did remember the characters were in it. And yes, they decided to do it differently. I will say the movie is much better than the book. That's for sure. So yeah, screw the book. And let's head on to my movie review number 181. Called Watership Down. And yeah, like I said, they made a mistake about it. It should not have been a rated G film. It should have been PG or PG-13. Either way will work for this film. Alright, let's get on to the main plot of the story. The main plot of the story is all about there's a group of rabbits here and there. They're having a nice peaceful home at wherever area they came from. Until there was one small rabbit who has psychic powers, I guess. And he begins to sense this homeland they came from is going to get ruined by men. You know, falling to their fate. So he really wants all the rabbits to get out of that place as soon as they can so they won't die. Only a few of the rabbits do agree that it's time for them to get out of that place and fall into their fate, so they need to find a new home right away so they could be completely safe and sound. So they're hanging on to their new adventure of finding a new place where they can call this place their new home. That's all I can say about the main plot of the story. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about Watership Down? To tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I really did enjoy this movie. It's a very darn good movie to watch. I will say it had a good storyline, great animation, good characters, and has beautiful 2D hand-drawn animation. I think one of the best 2D hand-drawn animation I have ever seen from a great British film. And it had a really nice score. It has great voice casting, and yeah, Bright Eyes is also a pretty good song too. And yeah, it's the next underrated film I got to review. Since I love underrated films so much, that's the type of film that I love that's truly my cup of tea. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Watership Down. I will say for the strongest points for this movie is truly the animation. I frickin' love the animation. It is one of the best animated films that is truly a classic. It's very well hand drawn, and I really love the character designs. I love the setting for this whole entire storyline from start to finish. And I love the movements with the rabbits, and it's so darn colorful. Yeah, I miss 2D hand-drawn animation. I want it back for a very important reason. Bring it back! I want more of it! No more CGI films! I want 2D hand-drawn animation back, and I want to see more of it in the future, for goodness sakes! Come on, people! Give it back! Give it back! Well, if you know what I mean. So yes, the 2D hand-drawn animation is truly the best, strongest point for Watership Down. And like I said about the weakest points for this movie is, I wish this film should never have been rated G. Yeah, that's truly the biggest, weakest point of this movie is I wish it wasn't rated G. Because of the violence and seeing those poor rabbits get hurt. After all, it did show blood. Big time. And it's so sad to see all those poor animals get hurt. Even the part with that dark moment that we're all gonna get nightmares for. You know, what happened to the rabbits' original home. To see all those poor rabbits dying. And they were stuck in a living hell. Oh, I feel bad for those poor rabbits. They have no rights to die like that. And I love rabbits. Since I was born in the year of the rabbit, and that's the truth. What a sad shame. So yeah, I will say for the weakest points for this movie is I wish this movie should never have been rated G. So the British people made a very big mistake about the rating for this film. So, that's my strongest points and weakest points of Watership Down. Alright, now let's go on to the characters. I will go with the two characters that stand out to me in this film. The first character I want to talk about is Hazel, played by John Hurt. I really love Hazel. He is such a likable character and a very headstrong main character of the story. I really love his storyline. I love his personality and attitude. He's such a great leader to the rabbits, you know, try to lead them to go on a new place where they could, you know, have a safe place that is home to them. And he really cares about his rabbit clan so much. He cared every single one of them. He just treats them as equal. And Fiver, I hope I got that little rabbit's name right. I think that's his little brother. He does care about Fiver very much, and he believes that his little brother is telling the truth about what the heck he is sensing when there's danger ahead. He really does believe him all the way through, from start to finish. So yeah, Hazel is such a likable character and a very headstrong main character for the story. And the final character I want to talk about is Bigwig, played by an actor I really don't know of. I love Bigwig. He's the right-hand man for Hazel, and he's a really good a rabbit pal for Hazel. What else I could say? He's a really cool rabbit. I really do care about him a lot. I think he's one of the best supporting characters in a film. I will say he had a really good storyline. He has a great personality, great attitude. And I love the part where he took a big giant risk to go to another area where there's some other rabbits who are in prison from some... I can't remember which area it took place. I think in another field or something. Yeah, he took a risk of going to the other side, and he knows there's some rabbits that are in trouble, and they got a big giant problem. They got an evil rabbit on the loose who's being a monster to everybody, and if someone leaves, those rabbit hedge rabbits are going to tear one of them apart. So yeah, it's up to Bigwig to find a way to get those poor rabbits out of that place they came from and head on to a new home where they can normally belong. Yeah, he's strong, very supportive, and also very independent. And we do need independent rabbits in a film. So I think you could say Watership Down is an independent movie, and that's something I really want in a film. We want rabbits who wants to be strong and brave and very independent. Oh, heck yeah. I wish I could say more about this character, but yeah, Bigwig, a great supporting character overall. And now, let's head on to my final thoughts on Watership Down. Overall, Watership Down is one of the best films I did see that came from in the 1970s from England. I will say it had a well done storyline, it has great animation, it had a great score, great voice cast. I love the character designs, and the characters were so darn likable. But like I said, I wish this film wasn't a rated G one. It needs to be PG or PG-13, whichever rating will work for this movie. So anyway, I decided to give this film a 9.5 out of 10. It is a great movie to watch. And it'll be nice if the British people can do another one. If they can. So, that is my whole entire movie review of Watership Down. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite movie of all time that is truly based by a book? There's a lot of them for me. I will say I like a couple of films that came from Harry Potter, since I never read the Harry Potter books. I love the Disney version of the Jungle Book. That's really a fun film to watch. Let's see. I love a couple of films here and there that came from the Oh Great Mighty Liam Neeson, like Chronicles of the Narnia Saga and A Monster's Claws and some others. And I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That will always be one of my favorite movies of all time that was based by a book. And tell me, ladies and dudes, which one of the movies do you like that is way better than the book? I will say the Chronicles of Narnia Saga is truly way better than the book. And also, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, well, since I never read the book, but I think the movie's a lot better. And also Forrest Gump as well. So, whichever movies that you like that was based by a book, or which movies that's much better than the book, please leave a comment there and let me know. Because I would like to know which one of your favorite movies that you love for all these years that was based by a book or much better than the book. Whichever you prefer anyway. And join me next time for more movie reviews to come in the main future. Whichever it's going to be anyway. If you know what I mean. So, I'll see you guys later. And sayonara!